Welcome to the Two Guys in a Cooler channel. My name is Eric, and today we're going to be making better than bratwurst. Have you ever wondered how they made that amazing and delicious German sausage? Well, today we're going to put our own spin on it, demystify it for you, and show you how bratwurst is made. In the world of sausage making, fresh sausage is by far probably the easiest way to go. You can make it at home and it's incredibly delicious. The first thing we want to do is clean our pork. If you're using Boston butt or pork shoulder, then your pork already has the right amount of fat. In my case, I'm going to be using the pernil because I already had one. I'm going to separate the lean from the fat, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in cubes. Basically, we're looking for about a 30% fat, 70% lean sausage. And once it's been chilled, I want to keep it in my freezer so that it's nice and chilled. I'm going to go ahead and grind it. And the reason we want to do that is so that we don't melt the fat. If we keep the fat frozen and the meat frozen, then the sausage is going to have a better chance of staying intact, and it's not going to taste so mealy. Next, we want to get our seasonings together, and that's all I'm doing is I'm weighing out my seasonings by percentages. If you have any questions about how we do that, leave me a comment in the comment section below. And there are two other ingredients that I'm not showing you here, but you'll see it in this step, which is cream and eggs. Take your cream and eggs, put them in bowls, and have those ready to pour into your meat mixture. I'm using what would be a really large KitchenAid stand mixer, and I'm going ahead and mixing my meat, and I'm adding my cream. Right now, my mixer is on low as I add my cream. Right now, I'm adding my eggs, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my seasonings. And what we're going to do is we're going to just slowly raise this up to about a medium, and while we do that, we're going to notice that the texture of the ground pork is going to start to change. As the liquids and the solids start to get better incorporated, you're going to notice that your meat becomes very, very tacky looking. It's going to really start to stick to the sides of your mixer. If you're doing it by hand, it's going to really start to stick to your hands. And you definitely want to stop. You don't want to overmix it when your mixture becomes so tacky and so sticky that it sticks to your hand when you hold it upside down. That's what it's going to look like when you're completely finished. When you pull the meat apart, it's going to look as if it has legs or filaments coming from it. And that's really what you're looking for. At this point, test your sausage. You're going to want to know whether or not you need to add more seasonings, whether or not you need to mix it longer. And so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for salt content, make sure I've got enough. I'm also looking for richness, which is where the cream and the eggs come in. And then I'm also looking for the texture. Is the sausage going to hold up, when I put it into my casing, or is it going to crumble all apart? And so all of those can be adjusted at this point, but past this stage, it'll be too late. As of right now, this is absolutely perfect. The texture is right on. It's nice and rich. The salt content is on point. And we're now going to move on to the next step, which is stuffing the casing. So you notice there I stuffed my sausage stuffer full. I've got about 25 pounds in there, and I'm going to go ahead and load it up with my natural casing, and I believe I'm using a 30-32 millimeter casing, and gently I'm going to fill up the casing. I don't want to do it so much so where it bursts, and as I fill up the casing, I'm just going to wind it up and move it behind me so that I can go ahead and link it. And here's what we do to link it. In order to link it, we're going to pinch the sausage with our left hand, and that's going to determine the length of the link. And then we're going to rotate it 3 times forward. Then we're going to go ahead and pinch another sausage and rotate that one 3 times backwards. And what this does is by alternating the way that you rotate it, it's actually going to tighten up those little links. And once you do that, your better than bratwurst is completely finished. And so here's what we do. We go ahead and on a cast iron skillet, grill some up, however you're normally going to grill it up. What we like to do is give it a little bit of color. It starts to caramelize the sugars within that sausage. And then we're going to add some beer. And just by pouring some beer directly onto the sausage, we're going to braise these bratwursts and cover it. And so while that beer evaporates, the beer actually is going to caramelize, and it's going to create an absolutely beautiful glaze for these wonderful, flavorful German bratwursts. Now, however you want to eat it, you can get wild. You can put it in a salad. You can make a burger out of it. You don't even technically need to case it up. You can actually make burger patties out of it if you really wanted to. I'm going to eat it with mustard and some sauerkraut. And if you want to make some sauerkraut and you don't know how, Click on that link in the top right-hand corner and check out a couple of our videos on how to make sauerkraut so you can get an idea. This particular sauerkraut is just cabbage and salt that's been fermenting for about 3 months. And that's how you make better than bratwurst. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sticking around to the end. If you're new to this channel, click subscribe, click that notification bell, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to share. We post new videos constantly on all sorts of really cool topics. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video.